Susul.
The button. Whoa, whoa.
Hello, welcome to Under the Plum Bob podcast, the podcast about all things related to the EA Maxis series of game called The Sims. It's your favorite team, Team Cowplant. I'm one of your hosts, Marissa.
Hello. Hi, guys. It's Vanity.
Just clicking at them.
I watched
And I'm
Hereditary,
Ava.
okay?
I got clicked over. Hello.
We have Ava, we have Vanity, and you know what we're going to talk about? We're going to talk about the Sims 3 expansion pack, Generations. You know, we said in the last episode we want to talk about things that make us happy. This is what makes us happy, Generations.
Seriously. I've mentioned it, I don't know how many times. It is my fucking favorite pack. Seriously. So much. I just love it. So much.
And I haven't actually owned Generations, so I feel like a little bit of a fraud talking about it. But I've been educating myself on YouTube videos for the past weekend, so maybe I can talk about it with some authority. No? Okay, never mind.
No authority. Look, I cranked up Sims 3 again and I started playing Generations and I just remembered not that I forgot how much I love it, but it's the only pack that made me want to play from a kid to an old person with the old knees. Like because every life stage has something different that happens, and like they have something different that they bring to the table, and I think that's just super cool. So I want to read like what the little descriptor was for Generations. You know, like little like blurb they announce it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh Jesus. All right. Enjoy a whole new spectrum of rich life experiences with your Sims. Start off in the imagination-fueled world of childhood and embrace the drama of the teen years. Experience the complicated realities of adult life, then reap the benefits of growing up in each life stage. A wealth of new options and activities make your Sims' lives more meaningful than ever before, whatever their ages. With new celebrations, dramatic life events, and all new ways for your Sims to express their creativity, The Sims 3 Generations lets your Sims live life to the fullest. And it fucking did.
And you know what's so funny about that? So, like, listening to that reminds me of, do you remember the survey that everyone took? I mean, if you wanted to, on The Sims 4, and it basically said what life stages can be added to, what items do you want, what activities do you want. Do you guys remember that?
Yes.
Okay. So when I took that quiz, I remember it said like what life stages, and I remember I put, toddlers and elders as like top for needing more activities and more stuff to do. And I don't remember which guru it was, but I remember one of them saying like, oh, we just don't have a lot of, like, when you look at the game data on our end, it shows our players aren't really playing with elders and toddlers and teens as much as they're playing with young adults. So that's why we just keep creating stuff for young adults. And it's like, if the mark was there, you fucking went 10 miles away. Like, the reason people only play with young adults is because there's no fucking content for any other life stage. So it's like, that's like the perfect example of what's wrong with the Sims 4 game right now, is they're going off of data that isn't accurate versus just actually listening to the community. Because when I looked into Generations, it literally, I was like listening to YouTube videos that came out in 2011 when Generations came out, and it said, oh, we asked for spiral staircases. We got spiral staircases. We asked for more of these types of activities. We got these activities. Bunk beds, we got them. You know what I mean? It's like, it was so crazy listening to listening to these videos that came out in 2011 because they were like, oh, hey, the Sims team, like they really, were adding this stuff and they really listened to us. And so this pack is so amazing. It was just like, when are we gonna have a video like that? Like when are we gonna have something like that for Sims 4? Because it in Generations you can tell it was literally because kind of some random stuff was added. So you could tell like video cameras was added. Okay, that's kind of random. But it was probably just stuff that the community was asking for at the time. So they incorporated it into the game. You know? I don't know. Anyway, that was my kind of really moment, like really, like why can't we have this? This isn't complicated. They did it before. Why can't they do it now?
Because this is The Sims 4 and we can't have nice things.
No, guys,
Apparently
we're not
not.
doing that this time. We're not doing. There will be no salt in this episode. This is a nice flowery garden of awesome. We're just going to talk about how great rainbows and kittens and fucking glitter sparkles. No salt.
Okay, no salt. Sorry.
We're
Sorry,
no
came in a little
longer Team
hot.
Salty.
Came
We're
in a little
Team
hot.
Sparkle.
Okay, Team Sparkle. Anyway, so what is your favorite thing about elders?
What's your favorite thing about old people?
Oh my god, I love the
So,
wisdom.
I love that they always have Werther's originals in their pockets. You need a
Yes.
sugar hit, grandma's got you.
and also peppermints. My grandma always had
And those
peppermints.
strawberry candies. I loved those. Did anyone else like those? They're like hard candy on the outside, but like strawberry soft, like liquidy on the inside. I
We
always
were
loved
just
those
talking about
candies.
that at work, and I was trying to figure out like where do they buy those because I have never in my life seen them in the stores.
Neither have I. I
You
have
just
no.
get like a never ending supply of them once you hit like 65, once you become like grandma age. Comes with the starter
Yeah.
pack.
Do you get like your AARP card and they send you like a vat of fucking
Like you literally like you go to the hospital, you see your first, grandchild, you hold your first grandchild for the first time, you're like, oh wow, I can't believe I'm a grandparent. This is the most amazing feeling. You go home from the hospital and there's just a package on your door and it says, welcome to grandparenthood, and it's just filled with candy and sweaters and rocking chairs.
it's full of like Werthers and those and peppermints and the strawberries, but you only get it one time. That's why when you go to your grandparents' house, you're not sure how old it is because it's been there
Yeah.
forever. It's like it's just never ending. Like my grandma did have she'd have a little like thing full of Dove chocolates. And it was like, I remember as a
Ooh.
kid, it was the first time I ever had Dove chocolates. And I went to my grandma's house because they had little messages on the inside of the little things. And
Yeah.
I was obsessed. But like
I
that
love my
was
mom used to get Dove chocolate too. I love Dove chocolate. I loved being like inspired when I was 12. Like, live every day to the fullest. Wow, thanks, Dove. Like,
Well, we were
no,
talking
but
about the South. Here's a fun fact about one of my favorite items in The Sims 3 Generations, which is the cane. And if you hand a male sim that cane, you have the option to change the way they walk with it. So they either have the geriatric gait or the Southern gentleman, and it is a
that's
delight
my
to
favorite
see.
walk, by the way.
That's
It's my
that's
favorite.
the greatest.
I just imagine they all kind of sound I declare, sir. I feel like they all sound like that when they walk
Hmm.
like that, and I fucking
I
and they
do
like spin.
declare you damn kids need to get off my lawn.
they all
My
yeah, they all
wife is clutching her church poles.
they all sound like Doc Holliday and Tombstone, and this is and like it's my favorite.
Oh
Oh, and
my
Val
god, that is
Kilmer
so
was hot,
funny.
but also looked like he was dying the whole movie. Now he just looks weird. Okay,
I just
so
picture they all sound like that rooster from the Looney Tunes.
Oh yeah.
Foghorn
What was his name?
Leghorn.
Yeah, Foghorn Leghorn. Yeah.
That's how we all sound down here. You all sound like Foghorn Leghorn. You're welcome. Um, that's more
Yeah,
of a
that
Georgia
cane
thing,
was
but
funny.
okay.
Or like a
So
Louisiana Is it this?
Louisiana, you can get a little Creole, you know, you get a little
Oh yeah,
Cajun
yeah.
flavor, which is
I
hot,
suppose.
unless it's too much.
I
Where's
fucking
Savannah? Is that
love
Georgia?
that though. That Creole Southern accent. I
Okay,
fucking love
I'm
it.
gonna say this right
I
now.
can't mimic it, but I fucking
Oh,
love
like
it.
Like
Princess and the
Gambit.
Frog.
Yeah,
Yeah, like Gambit. Oh, Gambit.
like Gambit. Oh, good God, Gambit was my first crush. Ugh, I loved
Give
Gambit.
me a man who calls me Cher.
Oh, good lordy. Yes. Okay. So I had a moment. I had like a little weird moment in my head about Gambit.
Wait, who is
Although,
this?
to
Okay.
be fair, I just want to marry Gomez. Give me a man or a woman who treats me the way Gomez treats Morticia, and I will be happy.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Okay.
Yeah, he's a
So
fabulous husband.
Fabs. All right. So new features that were added in generations that I really wish were added in other things, but we're not talking about salt today. So the return of the memory system. Look, I have a love-hate relationship with the memory system. How because I don't care about how many times I eat that fucking harvest salad. However, the memories are tracked in a scrapbook. And you get generational memories like milestones, and you can also record your betrayals. It's hilarious.
That's so
Um,
funny.
you also got body hair, but only for males. Um, and then children and teens can have dreams, and they either get positive or negative moodlets when they wake up from the dreams that they had. And Sims can be super old fashioned, and they can ask their spouse's parents for their hand in, or their significant other's parents for their hand in marriage.
I love that. I think that's
It's
so
so
cute.
adorbs.
I
Um,
mean, it's very like old fashioned, but it's cute,
it's so cute. All right, so then you got new traits. You got rebellious, which means that Sims with a rebellious trait can make trouble by pulling off various pranks like doorbell ditching, like ding dong ditch, adding hair dye to their siblings' shampoo, and making the toilet explode, and more. They also sneak out at night. The rebellious teens want to sneak out and then hang out with their friends. It's hilarious. You also have nurturing. So Sims who have the nurturing trait will be great at taking care of kids, and they can punish naughty Sims by giving them timeouts, banning video games, and grounding them. If your if your teen Sim got caught sneaking out, the police would bring them back. The cops would bring them back, and then they would get grounded. It's great. Um, fucking love this game.
That's so fun. And if they're
It's
naughty enough, you can send them to boarding school too, which
military
is so
school.
crazy. Yeah.
You got the hover bed was a lifetime award, which was great. Oh, so one of the lifetime awards you can get is an inheritance, which gives a sim a one-time award of money from a long lost relative. But you also get that if so if you play generational games, which is this game was made for generational play. So like if you play and you've got a sim parent and sim kid, and then sim kid gets older and marries and moves out of sim house, but the sim parents are still over there living their lives, and then they get older and they die, they will leave an inheritance to the kid that you're still playing.
I like that
It's
because
so cool.
right now in me forever playing the Not So Berry challenge, I just have to keep my adult sim living with the parent. Well, I can transfer the money, I guess, which is what I've been doing since the university expansion pack came out. But before, I literally just had to keep everyone in the same household. And then when the first generation person died, then they would take all the money and move to a different household. You know what I mean? But now you can move money around. But I would like to get like an inheritance. That would be nice. It's just
You
more
get like
realistic, you
you get
know?
like the pop-up saying like so and so, parent died, and then here's your inheritance. So it's kind of like a weird like gut punch, like, okay, your parent's dead, also here's some money. Like, it's really weird, but it
But
happened.
that's how it is. I mean, and because right now
I
what
mean,
I do
hopefully you
is
don't get
I
a
just,
pop-up that your parents died. Like,
I mean,
hopefully, you
you're with them.
while it's
Yeah.
happening or something. You just get like you get like a random text message from like life.
You just get a text message from like your random cousin in another state, like, hey, your mom died. Oh,
Get a text message
okay.
from Grim. It's like who's GR? Oh my god, it's a Grim Reaper. He's texting like, hey, girl, just want to let you know. Heads up, heads up. I did some reaping today. Uh, just want to give you a heads up. Anywho, so also my fucking favorite part, and I mentioned this so many times, but I'm so glad we finally get to talk about it. My favorite part of this game, you get parties. Parties. Okay, so you get school dances, prom night for teens, get high school graduation, teen house parties, bachelorette parties with the return of entertainers, um, wedding ceremonies, and slumber parties. Okay, so the slumber parties are fucking adorable. Um, the teen house parties can get broken up by the cops. Like, seriously, it just made the. I'm just basking in the glory that is Generations for a second. Like, if y'all have never played this game, please do. Please, please, please go out and just like play it. It's the best. Like, just for that section alone, the prom dresses were amazing. To pick the prom dresses, and then they got to go to prom. And like, if you're from a country that doesn't have prom, like Ava, I'm assuming y'all don't have prom, right? Prom does not
We do
exist for
not
you.
have prom. We do not have school dances. We do not have fun.
Honestly, you're not missing
With the way you
anything.
said it, we do not have fun. No, but school. Look,
Look, no, we
my
have.
first eighth
When
grade dance was like everything.
we didn't.
Ugh. Ugh.
We didn't know. I only went to one school dance ever, and it was when I was like 12 or 13, and it was horrible, and I never want to do that again. It was gross. But we didn't
Same.
have, like, when we were teenagers, all we wanted was the American high school experience. Like, we wanted to have prom and have, like, after school activity like theater and band, but we don't have any of that crap. We
You have
don't.
theater?
No. You
Because
want
you spend
theater,
more time with your family.
you do something outside of the school. We don't have any of these like school tied clubs or activities. We don't have any of that crap. If you wanted to do theater, you would find a youth theater group outside of school. If your city didn't have one, tough shit. If you wanted to do like gym or whatever, you would do that outside of school. We didn't have band. We only had 1 hour of music per week in our first year and then never again. Thank God, because they made us play the recorder. And
Not hot
yeah,
cross buns.
Yep.
Not hot cross buns, guys.
no,
For the penny, two a penny hot
worse.
cross buns.
Not worse. He taught us how to play God, what's it called in English? The Morning Glory song, you know.
Oh.
That one. It's
Play hot cross
still
buns in the what is it? King Winchilus? Good old
Yeah.
King
King
Winchilus?
But
Wenceslas.
the other one
King
too.
Worcestershire? What did you just say?
King Wenceslas.
That's how you say that?
That's how you
Seriously?
pronounce it. That's how you pronounce it.
I literally thought it was
King
just King Worcestershire.
Worcestershire.
I was just saying King Worcestershire. Like, I can't. I was like, what the fuck is this guy's name? But holy crap.
Good King Wenceslas.
One more time. King Wenceslas?
When's the sauce? Yes, that's
King
his
King
name.
Wenceslas?
King when's the sauce. King Wenceslas.
Look, you're sounding like you're saying, okay. Sure,
Yep.
sure. You're making it up. I get it.
What is
It's
that?
fine.
I don't know. Sing it
It's
to me.
a
What is it?
song. It's like
Jolly old King Worcestershire land. That song?
yeah, that's the one. Oh God, what's it? He was murdered by his brother. That's all I know.
Oh my god.
That's
what?
something to
In the
do.
Song? In the song?
I don't know. It was he was the Duke of Bohemia from 1921 until his assassination in 1935. His younger brother, whose name was Boleslaus the Cruel. So yeah, good job on the parents for that one. Kind of could have seen it coming. He was complicit in the murder.
I just, first of all, didn't know I didn't know this guy, King Worcestershire, was a real person. Second of all, I thought it was a Christmas song. Third of all,
It is a Christmas song. It's Good King Wenceslas looked out on the feast of Stephen when the snow lay round about, deep and crisp and even, etc. There's a version by Bing Crosby. It's real good.
What the Look, this is like when I
How do
learned
I not know this
this
song?
is
I took
this is literally
recorder.
like when I learned that what's that stupid song? She's dead in the water. It's like a children's song, and I found out the lyrics was
That's one hell of a title for a kid song.
if you keep going, she's like dead in the water, like she died in the creek or something. God, I'm gonna think about this for a second. What the fuck was that? What was that song? Um,
Is that like is that
Okay,
part of the soundtrack from Bridge to Terabithia, or
that movie's horrible. It was like, hold
okay.
on.
We did the doe, a deer, a female deer. That's the songs that we did on the recorder. I don't know what the fuck you guys all learned on the recorder, but we learned hot
Wait, you
cross
didn't learn hot
buns.
cross buns?
We learned hot cross buns, but also
Which
we
I didn't know
really
were a real thing until I watched The Great British Bake Off. BT dubs.
oh
my
yeah,
friend
hot
taught
cross
me to
buns.
theme to Titanic on the recorder.
I
That
love that
sounds
meme.
annoying.
I have you
It
seen the
was.
meme or the video
Yes.
of
The
someone
the
playing that
TikTok.
scene? Yeah, playing it so terribly, just over like I've seen it when it's over that lawnmower that goes flying in the air. Oh my god, that is so funny. I cry when I see that.
Oh my
It's so
darling
funny.
Clementine.
Oh
Oh my
yeah. Oh my
darling,
darling.
oh my
Yeah.
darling, oh my darling
Yep, that
Clementine,
too.
you were lost and gone forever. Yeah, because she fell in a lake and
All
died.
Although to be fair, I always thought that nobody could make the recorder sound cool, but then I heard Tenacious D's opus, The Ballad of Hollywood Jack and the Rage Cage. Give it a listen. I guarantee you it will make the recorder sound cool. Only for one song, but it will make the recorder sound cool.
So
Only
side
Jack
note,
Black could do that. Let's be real.
right? Side note, a friendly neighborhood editor said that her grandpa used to whistle the Clementine song all the time. That Did you know the words to that song, editor? Did you know that Clementine was about a girl that's dead in the lake? Because I didn't.
So fun
Yeah, I
fact.
used to always sing Ring Around the Rosie until I heard
Oh
it was
yeah.
about the plague.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And London Bridge is
Yep.
falling down, also about,
Mm-hmm.
the plague.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Them plague songs, guys. Okay, so back on track. You So other interactions that made this game so much fun, generations back on that, is field trips. So children and teens can go on field trips. Like you get like a little pop-up dialogue box while they're at school, and it would say, um, you know, Clementine, class is going on a field trip. Can they go? And you can be like, nah, bitch, Clementine, get your ass home. And then she would come home. Or you can say yes, and then they go on the field trip. It was cute. You have a daycare. Um, and then you also have the imaginary friend, which also scared the fuck out of me. I did not like that thing, but it exists.
Oh my god.
It's like a stuffed animal, and then it
It's
would
not a
like
stuffed animal. It's like a weird robot stuffed doll
It's
or
a
some shit.
puppet, and
yeah.
puppets are disgusting. So
I
what
didn't
happens
like it.
is you
Ugh.
have a chance that when your baby is born, you have a chance that great aunt Beatrice or whatever will have heard of the birth of your child and sent them a little something, and then the doll will be in your child's inventory.
Throw it away. Burn it.
And it'll basically be like you can put it in the crib and give it a name, and you can choose to give it a male name or a female name. This is important for later on. Let me tell you why. Your child can interact with the doll as they grow older. I think as soon as they hit toddler, they can interact with it. They can play with it. They can sing to it. They can build a relationship with it. And once they become kids, they can play with it. They can have tea parties with it. They can talk to it, etc., etc. And that is important because the more like social ties you build with your imaginary friend, the more social points you have with it. If you have enough, at one point it will come to life, and
Ugh,
it'll be a
it's so
giant
creepy.
puppet walking around your house that only the children can see. If you switch control from the child to the adult, it'll disappear. It'll still be doing shit, but you won't be able to see it. Only if you're controlling the child will you be able to see it. Now, there is a thing that you can do if you find, I think it's a rainbow gem, and if you have it cut into a heart shape, there is something that you can do, I think, at the science plant to bring your imaginary friend to life. And then they will be a child in your household, and they'll have like blue hair and like weird patchy outfit, and they will grow up with you, so you can have your imaginary child friend go from child to teenager to adult. They will be a fully functional sim. And Melissa, you can't see me because this isn't a video conversation, but I'm absolutely raising my hand. I have multiple times romanced one of my sims with their come to life imaginary friend because that shit is hilarious.
So this is like fucking
So you can
Drop
do
Dead
it?
Fred over here.
Yeah, it's Drop Dead Fred.
It's Drop Dead Fred. That movie weirded me out as a kid, but I also watched.
The only good thing about that movie was Carrie Fisher, and she was wasted on it.
So the imaginary friends, I don't know, that whole thing freaked me out. But yes, these things freaked me out.
All
Wait, I
I
have a
remember
question.
is her houseboat going down, and then she just going like, "Man, everything I owned was on that boat. If someone sank my home, I would fucking kill them. Not just go, oh man, my stuff was on there. I would legitimately murder them. Just saying. Drop Dead Fred. Not a good movie.
Not really.
Anyway, I have a question. So when you bring the imaginary friend to life, could you like does that mean that the other Sims see it
Yep.
in the household, or it's still
Yes.
invisible?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
However, when it's not brought to life and it's just imaginary friend, I swear to the other Sims are like, "What the fuck?" Like
Yeah, I've seen videos where the kids just like chatting to
yeah,
air.
and the other Sims are just like,
Yeah, they're just about ready to wheel little Jimmy off to the nut house. So
But I have another
yeah.
question. Sorry. Okay, so if let's say you're a child but you don't bring the imaginary friend to life, will the imaginary friend keep growing into teen adult as the little stuffed doll, or it just stays a child?
That I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Because honestly, I did it once and it scared me, so I promptly was like, "You're gonna not be here," because I don't like dolls. I was terrified of all of my dolls growing up, and I used to make sure that they all knew that I loved them, and I put them in the closet because I was scared they're going to come to life and fucking attack me. Thanks,
So
Puppet
can I tell
Master.
you
Did you see
guys?
Poltergeist?
No, I saw Puppet Master.
Oh, yeah, that movie was creepy.
Can I
I
tell you
don't
guys
like
something so
puppets to
great?
begin with, so go on.
Go ahead.
Okay. So when I was younger, for some reason my mom thought it was adorable. I don't know who she thought she was raising, but it wasn't me. So she got me these very girly English Teesside corner furniture when I was younger. I don't know why. And I had these bookshelves that had like pink stripes and like flowers on them or whatever. Anyway, and she every year I got a new porcelain doll. She was obsessed with getting me porcelain dolls. And so I literally had bookcases in my room filled with porcelain dolls. Like I'm telling you, probably 50 porcelain dolls just filled my bookshelves. And even though we moved 20 times in my life, we packaged up these 50 porcelain dolls and took them around with us.
They
And
wouldn't have made it.
people,
I'd be like, "Oh no, I lost them." Nope, that's some terrifying shit right there.
and I never thought about it. I was so used to having them in my room. I never thought about it. I just went to sleep like no big deal, just was used to having, and they were like facing me. As soon as I would like fall asleep, just like looking at all these dolls, like watch me, never bothered me. Then I remember one day, because when you're younger, you have like sleepovers every 5 seconds with all your friends. So we always went to other people's houses. And I remember one of my best friends, one day when we were like maybe 11 or 12, she finally says, Marissa, I hate sleeping over at your house. Like, can we just sleep in the living room? I'm like, why? What's the big deal? And she's like, all the friends were talking about it and we hate sleeping in your room because of all these fucking dolls. She's like, oh, why do you have so many dolls in your room, Marissa? It's scary. Like, we can't
I
send you
Those are
in
smart.
this room.
Those are smart friends.
howling. Oh
Yeah.
my god, they're
No,
like,
I'm
"Hi,
still
we have to GTFO out of this fucking room because I can't. I fucking can't."
literally, and we always slept in the living room. I never thought about it. I just was like, oh, whatever. Like, there's more space in the living room. Like, I don't know. I didn't think about it. And so, yeah. So eventually I was like, Mom, like, can we start taking these dolls down? Plus, I was like going into being 13. So I'm like, oh, I can't be bothered with dolls anymore. So eventually we took them down. But it was so funny. I literally, if she hadn't told me that, I wouldn't have even thought about it. Like, they never freaked me out. And to this day, like, porcelain dolls don't freak me out. And I know they do for a lot of people. I'm not bothered by them at all. It's the funniest thing. I don't know. Anyway, fun story with Marissa. Oh, and no, this was not the haunted house. By the time that we moved, if you didn't hear our haunted house story, listen to our Halloween episode. But the dolls were all gone by the time that we moved into that haunted house. So it wasn't the dolls. The dolls were innocent.
But I definitely want to hear this haunted doll sleepover story. So pop the fuck in. I just got like the chills. I really don't like
Me
dolls, and
too.
I don't like dolls
Oh,
that fucking talk or make things noises. I hate the ones with their eyeballs closed when you lay them down. I hate dolls in general. Barbies are about as good as I can get because Barbies don't freak me out, but full on dolls scare the shit out of me, and I had a lot of them as a kid. And I no.
wait, can I tell you my Furby story really quick? Okay.
Furbies also freaked me out. What the fuck was that trend?
Okay. I
Did
had a
Furbies make
Furby.
it over to Belgium, Ava?
Unfortunately, they did, yes.
Oh, God.
Ugh.
So we got a Furby, in the whatever 90s, early 2000s, whenever that shit came out. And I was sharing a room with my brother because I'm pretty sure we had just moved to California at this point. So my brother and I had to share a room because we were in like apartments when we first moved out here or to California. So, so we got this Barbie or this Furby because it was the latest thing or whatever. And I remember I was kind of playing with it. And this was like the first day I got it. I don't remember why. It was like Christmas or my birthday or something. And I was playing with it and I was kind of like, okay, like it's kind of weird, but whatever. And it kept glitching and it kept saying the same thing over and over again or something. And so I was like, oh, this is weird. So my brother took the batteries out because it just kept glitching and being weird. So he took the batteries out, but kept it like like in our room, like just on a shelf. And so my brother and I go to sleep and we're in bunk beds. In the middle of the night, the fucking thing, eyes open up, fucking red eyes. I swear to God, red eyes. And it starts making horrible screeching, like demonic noises, like going, meh, meh, and it's all like twitching and freaking out. No batteries in it. So my brother and I jump out of bed, grab the fucking thing, wrap it up in like garbage bags, and throw it in the dumpster. And we were hysterically screaming the whole time. It was the actual freakiest thing. I don't know why its eyes literally opened up and were red. And I know it was like the eyes aren't normally red, but it was fucking red and it was screeching. So we dumped it, we threw it away. But the next day, my dad found it, like, because it was just an empty garbage can outside. So he found it, and it wasn't screeching anymore, but it was still moving around because when he went outside to take the trash out, he heard it in the dumps, in the trash can. And so he took it out and he brought it inside and like put it on the kitchen counter. So when my brother and I woke up, we see it on the kitchen counter. We're like, how did that get in the house? Ah! We're like screaming. And my dad's like, oh no, like I saw it in the garbage. But we were like, oh my God, this thing's haunted. Like we were so freaked. But when we showed him that it didn't have batteries and it was still freaking out, my dad was like, oh yeah, we're keeping that in the trash. That is terrifying. It was so funny.
So
I also have a horrible Furby story that I would
Oh,
like
didn't
to
they hold on,
tell.
didn't they all glitch out at the same time? Like weren't they
I
wasn't that why they
don't
disappeared?
yeah,
know.
yeah, they did. There was a
Maybe.
recall. They have brought Furbies back now. I have stayed the fuck
I
away
don't
from
know
it.
why. I
But
don't
when
know
they
why.
first had Furbies, yeah, all of them did stuff like that. So, which was so
I
weird.
Those things were terrifying to me from the start, but my friend had one, and they were, I think she had to like go stay at her grandma's place or something, but she couldn't take the Furby with her, so she asked me, "Can you look after my Furby while I'm gone?" Because apparently you had to like quote unquote feed the thing. And I was like, "Yeah, sure, fine, whatever." And the first night, like I put it to bed so that it was like sleeping. And so I'm in my room. It's dark. I'm asleep. And all of a sudden, I hear this little voice go, "I see you." And I just nope the fuck out. That thing had woken up for some reason and wanted to play and was giggling. And I was just like,
Uh,
nope, no. Grabbed it, ran downstairs to the garage, stashed it in the garage, ran back upstairs. My mom the next morning was like, "Why is this thing in the garage?" And I was like, "Just keep it there. Tell her I fed it. If it dies or whatever, I don't care. Maybe it's like a Tamagotchi. I don't know. Just do not bring it into my room anymore, please and thank you." When my friend came back, I gave her the Furby and I was like, "Keep that thing away from me. Next time you need a babysitter for it, find someone else. 'Cause fucking nope."
yeah. They were so scary. I don't know if
I'm
they were made in
uncomfy.
like a haunted factory
I
or
don't.
some
Yeah.
shit,
All right.
but
So talking away from talks about creepy ass dolls because your girl can't take it anymore. Also, things you can do in the generations after you have your creepy imaginary friend that you now romance into adulthood. So your Sims kids can also go off to boarding school. The Sims can send their children and teens to any of 5 specialist boarding schools. I did this shit all the time. Military school, sports academy, art school, hippie school, or a posh prep. At each one, the child will learn new skills, and but the boarding schools are not free, so you got to pay. But when they come back, they are like young adults, and they come back and they have like certain skills depending on which school you sent them to, which is pretty fucking cool. Um, yes, I am
Le
mom of the year. I will
Fromage
take all of my kids to
School of
boarding school.
Art. That's all I'm
I ain't got time for
saying.
you. It was great. Um, but they were super funny because you would get like because when you graduated high school, you got a fucking diploma like you do whenever you graduate college. But when you graduate one of the preps, you would get like the preps that whatever boarding school diploma. And yeah, now what did you say though? Now I missed it.
I said
oh,
one of the
Mandy,
schools was called Le Fromage School of Art. I'm just saying.
The cheesy school
Fancy.
of art.
Yep, the cheesy School of Art. Fancy French name for an art school. I like it.
that
I
is
just
so great.
I just really liked that it was the hippie school. When they just but like if you went to these little academies though like you would get those little diplomas for the whatever like like boarding school your parents sent you off to because they hate you or they're me um so but you did pay for them each one. I think they're all the same price though. I don't think that you had to like pay for different things.
So, when
Mhm.
did University come out? Did it come out after this? Because what was their thing with like rebellious, hippie, nerd, jock? Like they really pushed that.
Also you got 2 places that you can woohoo. You can now woohoo in the shower, which you can do now anyway. But the other place is also another thing that you got tree houses. And they were so fucking cool. Like they had the coolest, like like different style tree houses, and the kids can go play in them. But also, adults can or young adults can go woohoo in them after if you grow up in your family home and the parents move out, and then you keep the family home and there's a tree house in the backyard, and you and your boyfriend or girlfriend want to go woohoo in the tree house, you can.
You could get a negative moodlet because you got splinters, though.
This is true. Um, dating returned
Oh,
to the
that
game,
is
so you can
weird.
do dating. Then teen Sims can be now taught to drive by their parents in any vehicle in the household because Sims 3 had cars. So you could teach your kid to drive.
I love that. I watched videos of that and it shows the car like going and stopping and then like swerving and then like stopping. I think that was so funny.
So funny. Also,
Oh wait,
new what?
talking about cars, sorry. Um, the midlife crisis stuff. We have to talk about that. That is
Yes,
so funny.
yes, I forgot about that until you just mentioned it just now. But yes, that is also a hilarious thing. So you also get after school activities, which we have now in Sims 4. But there you had children can attend ballet classes or join the boys or girl scouts, and then teens can join two clubs. The sports team, drama club, debate team, school band, student newspaper, and more. But they can only join up to two. But they can do. I just you it made it made that stage in life so much more enriching because honestly when you play like teens now, except for that fucking angry ass moodlet that you get in fucking Parenthood, I fucking hate that pack. um they don't really do much. They go to school, they go home, they
The
go to school,
scouts
they
is
go
fun.
home.
I
But they
do
don't
really like the
yeah
scouts.
yeah, but I mean, like, you know what I mean, like they
It's
don't
just one thing though. Yeah.
the teenagers don't have much, and or neither do kids, but this one gave them so much more to do, which is really cool. So, the mysterious Mr. Gnome will be in your home as well. It's a fucking gnome. Don't like anyway, but whatever. Yeah. Oh, you can make Sims can make potions. Because they have a chemistry set and then a cloning set. Just letting you know.
Yeah,
It's a
cloning
coupon.
set.
You can go to the science
So
facility and
random.
you can clone your children. Yeah, it's creepy.
That's
They
like
have a
that's
uh-huh.
like Munchausen's by proxy shit. Like that is weird.
That's
Like you're gonna
creepy.
be a baby forever. I'll just keep making clones of you.
Um, you did get the costume chest, which we mentioned before, which the kids would just would play dress up in them, and if you had the like play set in the back, like the what's it called, like jungle gym or whatever kind of a thing in the
Oh yeah,
back.
yeah. Hmm.
They would you had different play sets. You could play dress up with those. Your parents could play with you. Adults could play with you. Um, it was fun. They had champizzle, which is champagne for you peons. Bunk beds, spiral stairs, slip and slides, seesaws, strollers, video cameras, wedding cakes, and walking canes, like that. So you had all those new things added as well. And then adults can experience the midlife crisis, which is great. So great.
So funny. It's like and reputation was added in this game too. So like let's say dear old dad starts going through a midlife crisis and wants to like cheat on his wife, the whole fucking neighborhood's gonna know about it, and you're gonna get a bad reputation, and your life's gonna be fucked. And then your wife might want to divorce you because she's also going through midlife crisis. It's pretty funny. And when I was watching a video about it, it said that they will stay there. It's like it's a want, but it stays there, and the only way to get rid of it is to go to therapy, which I think was really funny. It's like you want to drive a very expensive car, go to fuck to therapy. Who do you think you are? You want to divorce your wife, go to therapy. It was
Fun
like,
fact, if you have the oh god, what's it called? The pack with all the ambitions one. That one introduced motorcycles, and if you go through your midlife
oh,
crisis, you'll want to ride a motorcycle.
Funny
I
story.
fucking
When you
love
first
it.
said that, my brain thought you said murder cycles, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?"
Anyway, so generations, super fun. I love the video camera thing. I like that you can like record a video and then you can play it on your TV, and that's like peak. That is so funny.
Yes, it's just like, and you can watch your home movies, and then like you can watch them later on. Like, you can like you can watch those home movies like with your kids, like home movies from when you're a
Oh,
kid,
of them
like
being
with your kid.
babies.
Yeah,
Oh,
you can like keep those movies and then watch them later, like when you're no longer a child and you're like an adult now with your own.
oh,
It's so fucking adorable. Like, and it
oh
plays on
my
the TV.
god.
Yeah, no, it's such a, also like your kids can go like, I think it's teens or it's a kids can go like egg people's houses, which
Yeah, I've
is
seen that. Like you can toilet
ridiculous.
paper a you can do
Mhm.
the poop poop in a paper bag and set it on fire. You can
Yeah,
do
it
that.
introduced pranks. You can prank the
Yeah,
toilet,
pranks.
prank the shower to turn people's hair green, stuff like that. Put whoopee
Also,
cushions in the couch.
Oh, yeah. Hmm.
my favorite, they would put the whoopee cushions in the couch and they would like stand behind, like waiting for somebody to sit, like to sit on it, like a fucking like a kid would do. You're like, oh god, something's gonna happen.
Yeah, like
Um,
giggling in the background, like
yes.
hee hee.
But honestly, like, can we talk for a second about my favorite part, which is prom? I've mentioned this so many times, but your sim will get asked to
Wait,
prom.
stop. Wait. Explain to me first the concept of prom.
Okay. All right.
Explain it to this dumb European.
Okay. To our Europeans, prom. Prom is for juniors and seniors, which are your last 2 years of high school. So, like from 16 to 18, that's your last 2 years of high
Wait, I
school.
thought it was only for seniors.
We at my school had junior and senior prom. Nobody ever really went to junior prom, but it existed. Also, but you couldn't, like, sometimes, like if a senior asked a junior to prom, you could, but a senior couldn't ask a sophomore to prom. Does that make sense? Like the like
Oh,
you had to be a certain age to go.
Okay, but
Anyway,
what the fuck was
that's
the difference
good.
between a junior and a sophomore?
okay. So it's age. So it's ninth grade,
Yeah,
10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade. So ninth grade is when you first enter high school and you're 14. Um, then your second year of high
13 to
school,
14.
yeah, your second year of high school, you're like 14 to 15. That's your sophomore year.
We enter
Your
high
third
school at
year,
12.
I don't think high school is the same as what you're, because that's for us is
No,
I don't think it's the same like
because we have junior
So
high.
you don't make the switch, the immediate switch from elementary school to high school. You have something in
No,
between.
we have junior high, which is that kind of sixth grade through eighth grade, which is what Vanity, like 10 through 13, basically? Or
Yeah,
is it
yeah,
11 through
okay, okay,
13?
okay, okay,
Something like
okay,
that.
okay.
Yeah. They keep that awkward preteen stage. They just put us all the kids of that age, they just put in a corner and they just say, you know what? There you go. You're in the corner. Just be awkward together. We can't subject you to children. We can't subject you to teenagers. Just be over here and
So
be quiet and don't talk to anybody.
I think it's different depending on states as well. Because when I was in Oklahoma, you had elementary school, which was just like kindergarten, so 5 until 12. That was elementary school. That's first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth grade. And then you went to junior high, which in Oklahoma was seventh grade, eighth grade, and ninth grade. That was in junior high. And then your high school was 10th through 12th. When I moved to Texas, their junior high only consists of seventh and eighth grade, which means you only consists of like 12 to what, 13. That's when you went to,
Interesting.
yeah, that's when you went to, that was it. And then you went to high school at ninth grade, and that was 14. Anywho,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
you graduate when you're 17 or 18, depending on when your birthday falls. When I graduated, I had just turned 18. My birthday is in May, and we graduate in May. So I'd been like 18 for like 2 weeks, which is cool because I got to sign myself out of school for 2 weeks because I was 18.
You
Anywho,
know what's crazy? I was 18 all through my senior year because I have a summer birthday. And I didn't get to sign myself out of school. I didn't get to do anything. And when I asked a teacher, I was like, hey, what the fuck? I'm 18. Like, why can't I sign myself out? Or why do I still need parents' permission for XYZ? He was like, it's because that when you're attending this school, you're legally considered like a minor still. It doesn't matter how old you are. If you're attending the school, like we have still control over you basically. And until you graduate, that's just how it is. And I was like, wow, that really sucks. So
we
that's how it
didn't
is in
like.
California.
I had in Texas, and I was seven. When I turned 18, I had a doctor's appointment, and I signed myself out of school for it, and I when I left. Um, but anywho,
Oh, I
so
wish we
when you're
did.
your junior and senior year of high school, you have prom. So it's mainly for seniors, and prom is like your last hurrah, your last like dance with your friends, because it usually happens in like April when you graduate in May.
Yeah.
So you get you get like fancy dress, which is not a costume. You get dressed up. You get all dolled up, and you go to your prom is wherever your prom is like held. So like we fundraise all year to get money there's a prom committee, and they set up everything. So they're like set up where you're gonna where you're gonna go, um, like how much money you have for the X, Y, and Z. I
Yeah,
went
so you
to
could go
like
on a boat or
I went to
something.
like a little a richer school in a like a more predominantly white area. And so my prom was at the was in downtown Fort Worth at the Renaissance Worthington Hotel. Um, and it was fun. But you got dressed up, and ours was like a red carpet affair. So we had like fake paparazzi, and they were like asking you like, "Who are you wearing?" and blah blah blah, and it was really funny. Then you just dance with all your friends. You go on a date. You have a date. You go like in a fancy car or a limo or something like that, and it's just a big party. But the whole big thing was, like who are you going to prom with? Blah 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 blah. And then you go to after prom. We had after prom. There were a couple. The school funded one was back at the high school in the giant. It was like the gym and the auditorium were taken over in one of the hallways, and it was a Monte Carlo event. So it was like a big, like a gambling, like Vegas style, like gambling and stuff like that. And then it was all night. We had a whole bunch of catered food. We
Oh
had a
my
giant belt. We had a
gosh.
hold on, please hold on. If y'all don't fucking stop fighting back there, Jesus. And then we had a Velcro wall where you put yourself in a giant Velcro suit and you like fucking jumped and like planted yourself on the wall. Why I don't know. Um,
I love those. Those are
and
so
then
fun though.
like when we were gambling, but we weren't using money. You were using tickets, like little like tickets or whatever. And every time you won, you would get tickets, and you have little jars like set at the front, and you could put it for different raffles. You could win like a TV. One of the big ones was a cruise. There
Oh
was
my
like
God.
a mini fridge because I have to go to college with. You know what I mean? Like mini fridge. There was like a computer. Like again, I went to like a rich school, but prom basically is just like your final hurrah with your friends until graduation. That's what it is. It's a big dance.
Sounds like a giant social event.
Jeez.
Does not sound like something I would enjoy.
I
This
didn't
is
go to prom.
Glad
It's the
we
thing.
didn't have it.
You go with your friends, and I stayed with my friends. I had a blast because I stayed with my group of friends. We went around. We went to after prom. There was all the kind of food. It was just a lot of. Can y'all hear my cats?
No.
No.
Okay, because they are fucking fighting in the back, like full on, like howling and hissing at each other, and I'm about to throw something. Um, I had a good time, because it was fun with my friends. Like it wasn't like you were like made to like shuffle around and do something. It wasn't like super
Like
crowded. It was just like
chaperoned or
it was just like hanging out with your friends, knowing that you might not see them again in a couple of months. You know,
yeah.
because everybody goes to different colleges, everybody takes different paths. So it was just like a way to be with your friends, and without it also kind of feel like an adult because.
Yeah, you're getting dressed up, going to a restaurant.
Hmm.
Yeah. Can I tell you
I
my
have
prom story? It's very
yes.
pathetic. Okay. So I had a best friend in high school who's a guy. Best friends, we went to school. We went to the same church, and then we went to school fourth grade on. So we were just bros. Nothing else. He's married now, happily. He's like, I don't know where he lives now, some other country. Anyway, bros. So he had a girlfriend all through high school. She's super sweet and nice. We were friends, no big deal. So we were the three of us, because obviously that was his girlfriend. So, and I didn't have a boyfriend because I was pathetic. So I was like, oh, hey, I would like to go to prom, but I don't have any friends because I'm a loser and I hate high school. Like, can I just go with you and your girlfriend? Because we were all friends. And like, if she has another guy friend that I can bring, or even another friend that's a girl I can bring, like, I don't care. I just want to go to prom just to see what the hype's about. And so he was like, yep, that's fine, no big deal. And we ended up thinking, oh, maybe we'll take his brother because he had a younger brother. So I was like, okay, that works. Like, I don't care how I get to prom. I just want to go with people and not be alone and a loser. So we go to, or it was like maybe a week before prom or so. And can I say, because his girlfriend went to another school, she went to her prom with him and no issues, everything was fine. They're a couple, so cute. But when his prom came around, all of a sudden she had this huge issue with me being there. and she did not want to go with me being there. So she basically said, "Nope, I'm not going." So he didn't go. And he's like a pretty laid back guy, so he didn't make a big deal out of it. But I was like, okay, great, thanks. So then I had a group of friends that I kind of hung out with. So at the last minute, I'm like, hey, are you guys going to the prom? And they all said no. So I was like, okay, well, the only friends I have aren't going, and my best guy friend isn't going. So whatever, I just won't go. That night or like that weekend on Facebook, my friend and his girlfriend went, and that group of friends went, and they all posted pictures on Facebook about it. And I was just sitting at home that weekend, and I'm like, cool, all right, well, that sums up my high school experience. I can't fucking wait to get out of here. So it was very pathetic, but that's my prom story, and that's why I didn't go. And
That
honestly, like,
sounds absolutely horrifying. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. Like, I am legit almost crying here. That is
no, I
horrible.
mean,
That
that's
is no,
just,
That
that
that's
is
is,
how high school
that's
was
not
for
cool.
why
me.
No, that's not cool.
why? That is so not cool. Like that is
That
the
is not cool.
like I almost didn't go to prom because I was in theater and we did UIL, which is like a competition, and it was for our one act play, which is Anna Karenina in one act. So we did UIL competition, and the competition, if we made it to regionals, would have been at the same time as prom. No, state. We had a state. It was the same time as prom. So I wasn't planning on going to prom because of that. But then we put third. We got third place in prom in thing. So we didn't go. We didn't go the next level. So I had to like scramble. But so I didn't have a date. And my friend Carmen was like, "Just come with me, and come with my boyfriend, and I'll." Bring a guy for you to hang out with, which I wish I hadn't have taken him because he didn't know anybody and he was like clung to my left hip, and I would rather just gone with my friends. But that sucks. Like
Mhm.
I feel like you didn't have like I would have gone to prom with you, Marissa. We would have had
See,
a blast.
that's the thing. Like, because you know me, I'm very like, not anti society, but I'm not into social norms. I'm just kind of, I move to the beat of my own drum, blah, blah, blah. But your senior year of high school, you're very nostalgic. And I was the first graduating class at my school. So I was hoping to go just to be like, oh, senior year, you have your senior experiences. But after all that, it just made me realize like high school is so temporary. It's just 4 years of your life. It's going to suck. But once you get out of this, that's when you can really become who you really are. And you're not dependent on all these fucking other hormonal teenagers for happiness. You can just pave your own path. You know what I mean? So that just confirmed in my mind. I'm like, these are not the best years of my life. I am not going to peak in high school. I'm going to go off and do better things with my life. And so that's just been the driving force of every decisions that I've made in my life is just my life is going to be better than it was when I was in school. And it has been for sure. It's been way better. So I'm glad. I'm glad that I didn't let that
Basically,
stuff catch me up.
moral of the story, if Vanity, Marissa, and I had all been in the same high school, we would have gone to prom together.
Oh my
Hmm.
God. That would have been so fun. We could all
It
get
would
dressed
have been
up.
a
We would have
blasty
been geeking
blast.
around. That would have been. See, I wish I had like cool girlfriends like you in school that just did not fucking care, that just wanted to hang out and be themselves. We just didn't. And I don't know if it's because I was in San Diego. It was very appearances. It was very looking cute for boys. It was all about that kind of stuff. And so I tried to avoid those people and just hang out with the real, genuine people. And I did have, some good friends. I mean, I don't talk to them anymore, but I did have some good friends in school that made it bearable. But yeah, school kind of sucks. So if you're in school right now, especially our 13-year-old listener, don't stress. If things aren't going your way, if things just suck, I mean, obviously it sucks right now. But if
Yeah,
you're really
some
struggling with
people.
that,
Video me in. I will dress up at my home and I will find some kind of dress to dress up at and
uh,
I will go to prom with you via video in.
virtual,
Don't
yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
Yeah,
you
like
go,
just
we will
don't
carry around
get
an
hung up on
iPad,
it.
yeah, and give
alternate.
and a little stand and we will be your prom dates.
Yeah,
Mhm.
just don't get hung up on that stuff. Like your life, like if you're in high school right now or even like early college, like your life's going to get better. Don't stress about this stuff. It's going to get better. You just have to decide to make it better.
Yeah,
Don't get hung up on everything else.
everyone who says that your teen years are the best years of your life have just had such a rotten time in high school that they've just repressed it all and replaced it with like sugar coated memories because your
You know
teenage
what?
years are gonna suck.
Or they peaked
No.
in high school and now their life is
Or
trash. So
that.
all they
Yes.
can remember is like how high school was so great. Yeah, because you probably were an asshole, and now your life is literal hot garbage.
No, no,
So
no.
you
I have a
suck.
friend who peaked in high school. I'm not going to say any details about this person. I don't think they listen, but just, I'm not going to say any details. They 100% peaked in high school. Most popular person, most, always center of attention, very charismatic, always had boyfriends, like that. And after high school, that person is just aimless. They're 100% aimless, not doing anything with their life, no consistent job, no consistent school, no consistent relationships, even friendships. Like, it's just so, and all they do is talk about high school. Oh my
They're
gosh,
just
remember in high school when we did this? Remember
chasing
when we do
this
this?
high that they're never gonna get again.
Yeah, because high school is such a controlled environment that if you're really, really popular, that doesn't mean anything in the real world, And I think that this person got kind of used to this certain amount of fame. Like, I'm telling you, this person was literally like a famous person at our school. They weren't famous in real life, but everyone talked about this person. Everyone was obsessed. It was like Gossip Girl, like Blair Waldorf or whatever. Like, what's she wearing? What's she doing? Who's
Jesus, I
she
can't even
dating?
imagine the amount of pressure that must have put on that girl as well. Like, wow.
Yeah. I mean, that's literally how she
That's
grew up and lived her
bound
life.
to fuck you up in the head a little bit.
Yeah. And now I feel so bad because this person is just, I mean, not that their life is bad in any way whatsoever. They're fine, but they'll text me about certain things. And it's like, this is what peaking in high school is the repercussions of. Now you have the next 50 years of your life. That's just, you got to do something with them. It's not all about high school. It's about the rest of your fucking life. Oh, it's just crazy.
But prom,
Prom.
That's
generations,
prom. So
vanity.
yes, in Generations, prom is not nearly as traumatic. But like you can ask someone to prom, or you'll get the prompt like so and so asked you to prom or whatever it is, and then and then the day of prom happens. It's a little day on the calendar, and then like you get dressed up, and then they come out and they pose for pictures, and then a limo comes, and they go to prom,
That's
and
so
it's just
cute.
so cute.
Where
It's
did
just
they go?
ridiculous.
Just to the school?
Yeah, rabbit hole.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's rabbit hole prom. But it's so fucking cute. And then like, oh, and then graduation, and they get their caps and gowns and they like hold it's it's milestones that happen in life that I feel like if you want to make a life game, you gotta kind of, you know, add in.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's little stuff that I mean it's of course a glorified version of it because was my graduation long and arduous, and my last name is a W, so my ass was in the back of a
Oh,
650 person fucking graduation ceremony
I'm
sitting
sorry,
between
650 seniors? I
uh-huh
had
and that's
650 people
small.
in my entire
oh no
school. That's
I
six
was a
grades.
we were a D1 school. I had 650 people in my graduating class, and that was not what we started with. We started with like my freshman class had about I think like 800 or so. By the time we got to senior year, it was about 650. And that's
I
after
had less people in my first year of college in my
and that's
class.
after our schools split. My school was one high school my freshman and sophomore year, but then the incoming freshman class that was coming in for my that came in when I was a sophomore, the incoming freshman class that came in after me had 1,000 kids in it, so our school was
Yep,
fucking
no,
packed.
no,
So
it's no.
well,
Y'all
Can
are
I
too
tell
yeah,
many
you?
people. Y'all are
we
Can
too
I
were
tell
many
literally
you?
people.
walking around like cattle in the passing periods. So they built another school and they split us. My junior year, they split the schools. Then now where there were two high schools, that's why my graduating class went down to 650. And then when I graduated, I sat between two people that I had never met in my entire life, but one of them had my
Yeah,
same last name, and I had never seen her my entire 4 years of high school. Her name was Catherine. We talked the whole ceremony, and then finally, when I walked across the stage, they said my name, and then sit back down. And I was like, "Can I fucking go?" Like, I swear to God, it was hot in
yeah.
there. There were so many people. That chair was uncomfy. I was not throwing my cap in the air because I was not going to lose that bitch. There was
Yeah,
just a lot happening.
same. Wait, can I tell you? The I didn't go to this high school, but the biggest high school in my town, 1,500 seniors.
No, no, too
Mm-hmm.
many people. Too many people.
1,500 seniors, and then my
Nope.
graduation class or
No,
my
we didn't even have
graduation
100 seniors, so fuck that noise. Not happening. No, no, no.
my maiden name started with an A, so I was usually first. But my school decided to reverse it. So I was like, I think literally the last person because I had a last name. And I was the last person. And we did the graduation ceremony on the football field. So I had to walk across a football field. Can this just sum up my high school experience? I was wearing like strap kind of like ballet flats, but they had a strap. My foot, the little kitten heel, got stuck in the grass. My foot came out of the shoe, and I had to walk like a crazy like okay, I don't want to say that, but I had to walk like limping kind of because my shoe was off my foot. So I had one bare foot on the grass, one in the shoe with a little heel, and it kept getting my and then my other foot kept getting stuck in the grass. So everyone was laughing as I was walking because I was looked like you could tell my shoe had come off because my the graduation cap like gown wasn't long enough. So here comes Marissa trotting across a football field with one foot out of her shoe. And then I had to go sit in the very front because my last name was A. And so I had to walk past everyone and they all saw me and then they sat. Yeah, I didn't have a good time in high school, you guys.
Same. I feel your pain.
So sorry, ours is in a convention, huh? No, ours is in a convention
Oh,
center
okay.
downtown.
But
So I was so terrified of falling that I was like, and then I was also so nervous that the man was going to say my name wrong because that's been the story of my life. Even though we had to give them cards with how to say your name like phonetically, and I just wrote it down like with a Y. I just put Vanity with a Y. That's how you say my fucking name. Um, and we walked across stage, and my parents and my family were so fucking loud, and I was just like so embarrassed. But then and then I'm walking across, and I'm
that's
like
so
this big
cute.
cheesy like little grin, and then I sat my ass back down. It was just a lot. It was a
That's
lot.
cute. Yeah. My
Also, my cap
sister
didn't fit
made
on
a
my head
weird
because my head's too big and my cap was too small, so it was like bobby pinned to high heaven to stay on my head because it wouldn't go down. Um,
We don't
So,
have
do you
caps and
have
gowns.
yeah, what do you have, Ava?
Nothing. We had clothes.
Do you didn't wear like nice clothes? Did you have to dress up for it?
was
Because
it a
we had to like
ceremony
dress
at
up.
least?
Yeah.
Not really. It was just like we all gathered in our school's mess hall or cafeteria or whatever. And there was a speech from the principal, and there were some prizes given out for like achievement, like for maths. I got one for English. And that was about it. And then we all had there were some refreshments, some hors d'oeuvres, and some juice, and some champagne for the parents, and that was it. It
Oh, that's
was
cool.
an
Thanks for
hour and a
the
half
dessert.
maybe. Yeah, it was a little
Wow.
reception, and that was it.
We didn't
We didn't
have
have to
food at
go up
ours.
there and grab our diploma or anything. No, we'd already like we would get it later in the mail.
I'm
We
pretty
didn't get
sure
our
we got
diploma.
like a fake.
It was like
Yeah,
it was the holder
just a
for it.
paper. Yeah.
Well, ours was a like the little holder for it, and inside it was just a blank piece of paper that said like congratulations or something on it, and that was it. But
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
wasn't like my diploma. My diploma was mailed afterwards because some people can
Yeah.
walk. Some people walked
Yep.
graduation, but they didn't actually graduate yet. But they still
Yes, we
allowed you to
had that
walk.
too.
Like
Hmm.
if you were missing a class or your ticket during the summer or whatever it is, they still allowed you to walk for graduation, but you weren't actually graduating. We had a kid like that, so
Yeah, we had a kid like that too. Actually, we had a couple that they
we
let
had a few.
walk. Yeah. I almost didn't wasn't able to I almost had to take a summer class because I failed one of my math classes and it was like the last semester of my senior or it was going into the last semester of my senior or trimester. We had trimesters at my school. So we had 3 semesters basically, and going into the third one, the
I'm
teacher
sorry.
or
So even though people didn't graduate, they still got to walk, and then you
well, because
Americans are so obsessed with participation trophies. Nuh-uh. If you didn't graduate, you didn't get to come to the reception. That's just
It's
that's the way we
well,
did it.
but
it's
you took
okay.
a
Well,
summer
it's different.
class.
It's like if they were like,
Yeah.
say, they were going to take a summer class, so they were going to
No,
graduate,
even
but they were going to they were going to graduate like in the summer.
but
They were going to finish that one
how
class
would
in the
you
summer.
know? Like, wouldn't they have to pass that class in the
I mean,
summer?
they won't. I mean, it's just the ceremony. You won't get a diploma then. Like, it is what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah,
It's
but you
just the
still got to
ceremony.
go to the ceremony. No, if you didn't graduate, you would still get like a second exam in the summer and you might graduate then, but you didn't get to go to reception because you did not graduate yet.
We had
Wow,
one
that's
guy
harsh.
who had failed a few classes, and he wasn't allowed to walk because he had to re-go to
Oh, yeah, yeah,
school.
yeah. There was like a
Yeah, like
threshold.
he
Like
had
there
to
was a
redo
threshold.
his
Like
senior year.
if
Yeah.
you had one class or you were like one credit short or something like
Yeah.
that,
If it was one
there was
credit
like
or
a
one class,
threshold.
yeah. Yeah.
But I that wasn't me, so I didn't worry about it. But however, I did miss my senior. Do you guys have senior trips? Is that a thing?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
We didn't have
sometimes it
senior
wasn't even
trips.
a
We
trip.
had end of year trips.
Yeah.
Oh,
So in my school, at least, every like end of the year there would be either a trip abroad or a local trip. My first year was in Liège here in Belgium. Second year was Paris. Third year was also something locally. Fourth year was Paris again. But then in fifth and sixth, like the final years, you automatically get a trip abroad. So in my fifth year, I went to Rome. Sixth year was Florence, but I skipped that one.
I
So amazing. Oh
so
my
our
god.
senior trip. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this on the podcast how I didn't get to go because my mom like made this not a thing for me. But the senior trip for us, because I remember again I went to a, a more cash flush
Yeah, yeah,
school.
yeah.
Our senior trip was to Italy, and I wanted to go. And there was a whole tour thingy of Italy, blah 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 blah. And when I told my mom about it, like the first month of my senior year, she was like, "No, yeah." And then in January, she asked me about, "Oh, do you guys are you guys having a senior trip? We had a senior trip in when I would graduate," and I was like, "Yeah, it's to Italy." "Oh, why didn't you say something?" I hate you.
That is such a
Wow.
mom move. That is
I was
such a mom
I
move.
swear to you, like my eye twitched and it rolled in like one eye like literally rolled in the back of my head, and I just had to walk out. I had to walk out of the
Why
room. I
didn't
was
you
like,
say anything?
I was like, I cannot take. I literally asked you like up into the deadline, can I get the deposit? And you were like, meow. And then you asked me in January when I can no longer pay for it because the deposits are already in.
That
I
is
want to
such
throw
a
myself
mom
down
move.
the stairs.
Because you know what? You know what? Nowadays, or 10 years from now, when you're like, hey, mom, remember when you wouldn't let me go on my senior trip to Italy? She'd be like, I did. I told you I wanted you to go. You're the one who
You
missed the
just never told me
deadline.
about the deadline, and
Yeah.
I
Yep.
anyway.
Yep.
So
That is such a
that is
mom move.
right. That is American high school for you. That is a rundown of that, and it's also kind of why I like to play Generations as well because
It's very American.
it's
And you know what?
Generations. It's also it lets me relive parts of high school that I loved without having to be in actual high school with people that I didn't like.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm not surprised that you like this game, Ava, obviously because it's fun. But I'm surprised that the Americanness of it is not off-putting to you. Like it's not it doesn't like take you out of the game because it's just not something you're
Well,
familiar with,
no,
you know?
because back in the day, before we grew up and sort of had this, we like American pop culture was what we grew up with. And when we were teens, we wanted to go to an American high school. We wanted to live in America because that's what we saw on TV and that was painted as cool. That's what we wanted to do because it looked so cool.
Oh.
But now we're all grown up and we realize that if you get sick and have to go to hospital, you might actually end up bankrupt.
Or
It doesn't
die.
seem so,
Mhm.
or that, it doesn't seem so fun to live in America anymore.
It's not.
So, no. So, yeah, generations back in the day before, we were aware of the situation, like the more not great parts of living in America. That was just a fun way to sort of live that American dream that we had. Um,
Yeah, but
and,
without actually having to go to
yeah,
America. Yeah.
exactly. Because obviously, when Generations came out, I was already long out of high school, so the chances of
Yeah.
actually going to an American high school were just non-existent.
Yeah.
Um,
I wonder if that's why the Sims team hasn't done a pack like Generations because it's so American. And I wonder if they don't want to alienate their community
But
like
they
that.
did it already. And I feel so. Final thoughts about Generations, because we've been talking about this for a while, and we've got a lot of stories
Yeah.
peppered into it, which I think are relevant. I think the reason why Generations was so popular, or at least with me, I don't know how popular it was with like the fandom in general, but with me, because it added such rich stages to each part. Like you had more things that could happen. Like even as a young adult, you had more things that could happen. Different parts of your life had more had more character
Yeah.
in it. You know what
More
I mean?
depth.
More
Yeah.
depth, more character, and also, I mean, it's been years since I've been in high school, and I it was just kind of cool to kind of do things that I didn't get to do in high school. Like I never egged anybody's house or TP'd someone's house
Yeah.
or put I
Hmm.
never did that crap. And it's funny to do that in generations, and it's cool to like maybe for you, Mars, to relive your, prom experience, but actually have a good one, or for Ava to actually to experience a prom or the pieces of it that they put in it. I think that's what made it so cool. Like, I think if they did happen to make something like this again, it'd be really interesting to put um, other dynamics into it, like from other countries, like other things
I
that you could
agree.
do,
Yeah.
or even like things like in Texas, like we have for homecoming, um, which is the week. It's the first home football game that you have for the football season. It's a thing. For homecoming, we have mums here in Texas. They're these massive fucking things. It's I will send you guys a picture. But that's something that I didn't realize was Texas central. Or said Texas centric until I left Texas. They're like, "What the fuck is a mum?" And that's
Yeah.
just
I
in the
don't know
United
what you're talking
States.
about.
I will send you a picture. That's just in the United States. So I think that I would love to have different cultures or different just societies, like high school traditions, or even like, because in reading Harry Potter, when they talk about the owls and the newts and stuff like that, that's a test that's modeled after something that happens in the UK,
yeah,
but I have no fucking
their
idea
A
what that is.
levels. That's their
I
A
lit
levels and their O levels. They
Yeah.
do.
I literally had to like Google it to try to understand what they were talking about,
In Ireland,
and
they have the leaving certs and everything. We don't have that. We just have the same sort of exams that we have to do, like your final exams. That's it.
but I think it'd be cool to have something like that in a game so that other people can kind of realize what that is. That's just what I think. I think that I
Yeah.
would really love to have something like Generations in Sims 4. I think the problem, not without putting salt in it, the problem I have with Sims 4 is I get bored very quickly with it. Um, because I don't think that it doesn't have as much nuances as like the previous iterations did. It's harder to tell a story, and I think that if they added more elements to help me tell a story in Sims 4, I would play more. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
pretty much.
every life stage,
Like in
not just young
Generations,
adult.
I found myself playing with elders a lot more because they had a lot more things to do. In Sims 4, I have literally never played an elder. Once they reach
Never. I
elder, I
haven't
play
either.
their kids and they can just go and fuck off. I don't care.
Yeah, I kind of do the same. Now, I haven't really played with Nifty Knitting. I know I got it months ago. I genuinely, sorry guys, I have not played with Nifty Knitting yet. And I need to because I feel like that's something for the elders to
No,
do. So I
no,
no.
literally doesn't have to be for the elders. No, it just everybody can
No,
do
but
it.
I
Kids can do
mean,
it. I mean, sure, if you want to play a little, once your sim hits grandma age, she starts knitting everybody sweaters. I guess you could do that, but that's literally all it is. It's just knitting.
yeah. I don't know, I'm just trying to think not so berry challenge. What can I do to make it more interesting for when my people get older? But I don't know. Anywho, no salt. We're having fun. Generations. We told you our embarrassing high school stories. We're all feeling very awkward and nostalgic now.
Yeah. Send
So,
us your prom stories if you have any. Send us your Sims prom stories if you don't have a regular prom story. And if I'm telling you, also to our favorite 13-year-old, Hello. And this is going to come out a little later than normal, but I just really wanted to tell you that your video made me so happy.
I need to watch it. I
You
just
do
saw the
because you
title and
you
I was
do
like,
because
what?
it's literally all about you and I love it so
Oh my
much.
God, well,
And
me.
your mom. It's about you and your mom. Um I I Kiara, you're great and we're so happy that you love us as much as you do. And even if this podcast falls off the wheels, I will try to keep recording as long as you listen.
Just vanity.
Just me. It's just me. It's just me recording at this point, all by myself. But yes, that's that.
Anyway, I hope you're just chock full of nostalgia, not only for generations, but for your previous life states. I hope we didn't make you feel too awkward with secondhand embarrassment on different things we talked about. And, one last piece of advice, don't peak in high school. Live your life, do what's best for you, boo. And just, have a good time. Should we do the blah blah blahs. What are they called? The social media plugs.
The blah blah blahs. Well, first I want to say thanks to the Sims wiki for that's where I got my generations stuff about that I like the actual terms and names for things because didn't remember what they were. I knew I just played them, so that's that.
Yeah, I want to thank LGR on YouTube. This person has a video called The Sims 3 Generation Review, and that's where I got a lot of my information. Also, Plumbella on YouTube has a good Sims like generation overview. And Carmen King also has a funny generations video. So if you're on YouTube, check those people out. That's where I've been getting my information.
Okay, real talk though, LGR is amazing. I literally, when a new Sims 4 thing comes out, if it wasn't for the podcast that I would buy it for review reasons, I always used to, like, before that, check what his review of it was before I bought it.
Yeah, that YouTube video or that YouTube channel is super good. And that's the video I saw the son getting yelled at for wearing a princess dress. So it's legit. I think it's a legit thing. Anyway, yep, but that's it.
Well, any other Terry Sprinkle final thoughts?
Give us Generation Sims 4. There, I said it.
I didn't want to say it, but I was saying it without saying it. Because yes, give it generations. Okay.
Yeah, we need generations. And maybe not so American centric. Like, that's fine. Do stuff that's common in Japan, in England, in Belgium, in Canada, whatever country you want. Choose a country, Egypt, whatever. Make it a thing. Let's do it. Let's have fun.
All right. Who wants to do the social media
I'll do it.
plugs? Do it.
Okay, so if you want to talk to us, and please do, we are very talkative. Just you can contact us on social media. We are Plumbobcast on Instagram and Twitter. We are Plumbob Podcast on Reddit. We are Under the Plumbob Podcast on Facebook and Tumblr. We have a website, undertheplumbob.com. There's a contact form there you can use, or you can email us at undertheplumbobpodcast@gmail.com. Send us cute video messages. Tell us all your embarrassing prom stories. We want to hear them. Did you have a room full of scary porcelain dolls like Marissa that made your friends not want to come around anymore? Let us know. We want to hear it.
Do we? Do we want to hear haunted doll stories?
Well,
Yes,
maybe we don't want to
yep.
talk. Maybe we
Tell
don't
us.
want to hear about the haunted dolls. But
Don't
also,
haunt us.
Also, if you don't want to be haunted by scary porcelain dolls, here's what you got to do. Okay, listen really close. You got to subscribe, you got to rate, and you got to review wherever you find our podcast. That's the only way the dolls won't get you. Don't want to wake up in the middle of the night with like a Furby watching you with its scary red eyes. That's great. Go to Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars, and just write something down there. Say, Furby haunt me no more, and it won't haunt you anymore. That's what'll happen. You want to get rid of that curse? That's how you do it. You go to Apple Podcasts, you give us 5 stars, and you write that in the comments, and you will be Furby ghost free. Guaranteed. Under the plumb bob guarantee.
No one wants to be haunted. All they're gonna do is fucking hum that "My Darling Clementine" song at you, and who wants that?
Ugh.
Remember, she's in the fucking water. It's the second verse of that song. Look it up. All right, I think that's it.
Yep, that's it.
I think that's it. Hope
back
you
to the
enjoyed
real world.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go get ready for work and stumble on my broken ankle. Yay!
Woo!
Yeah, please get that looked at, because that's no bueno, okay?
Not at all. It's
to watch football, because I am a football wife now, and that's what we do.
That's unfortunate. Well, everybody have a great rest of your day. Thank you guys for listening. Thanks for being part of our Sims fam, and I hope you enjoyed our salt-free episode. This was great for it's sodium free for you. Health.
So slightly sodium free.
We had maybe
Sodium light.
Little bit of finishing.
This
salt,
was your
like
low sodium Cowplant episode.
Low sodium.
We're trying to be health conscious, you guys. 2020.
You might not be as thirsty as usual because there was less salt, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't drink your water. So stay hydrated, save your game, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye, my ducklings.
Bye.
Bye.
Wash your hands. Bye.
Wear a mask. Bye.
Badish. Dag dag.